Hello everybody and welcome back to Raccoon City. Yeah, I know, there've been Phasmo videos for the last couple of weeks. I have been really busy. And I also went away for a couple of days, went back to my hometown, saw my parents, and during a little bit of time off, decided to hop onto the world and do some work, which didn't carry over, unfortunately. I lost quite a bit. But I've managed to catch that back up, and today, as I promised, we're going to do a tour. I've just been waiting for nightfall and making sure that the sound and voice quality was fine. So yeah, today I'm going to be going on a full tour of everything I've built in Raccoon City. Not everything I've built. If you guys want to see a world tour, well, you'll have to let me know in the comments below. But for now, we're just going to go through everything I've done and not just give a tour, but also just check any bits I may have missed and also make sure it's completely mob proof. So with that being said, for those of you that don't know, this is where you'd start in the A scenario. You'd start off right here with either Leon or Claire. And this was, I think, the second part of the build that I did. And yeah, I need to remove the, the portal that's at the back there. But these are all things that are going to be done at a later time. I was in two minds about having the glass there or having the glass smashed already. But my thought process is, and this is going to come up quite a lot, if I'm making this a world download, which is my intention, certain things I can leave, and for those that can mod and do command blocks and things like that, like Jurassic Fan did, you can do your own tweaks and your own things. So here we are in Kendo's gun store, and I don't know why, something must keep spawning around here. Now, I know it's not this area because I have checked it. Something keeps spawning and breaking this door. But as you can see, I've gone into quite a lot of detail where possible to get it as close to the pre-render. This is the thing, it's pre-rendered backgrounds, and I'm building in a world where everything's 1 meter by 1 meter blocks. I could have built to a much bigger scale to allow for more detail, but I wanted this to be a player experience, so it feels to scale, if that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make too much sense, but I think it makes enough. So I've got the back alleyway here with lots of litter and rubbish on the ground. You can come down here. I do need to wax these. Have I got any wax left on it? I don't. And I've actually been studying the screenshots in a lot of depth and seen things that I'd never seen before. Originally I used Turkish Bullets video playthrough, but then I found a high def PC version and it just gave me a lot more detail that I couldn't see in a PlayStation version. So yeah, if some of you think, wait, that doesn't look like the right colour, that's because I've adapted it to the HD version. So, and I've tried to get as close as I can. So we've got the basketball courtyard right here, a couple of barrels in the corner. I don't know whether to put a acacia gate there or just have a couple of iron bars to make it look like it's been opened. Yeah, we've got this back alleyway here. Takes us up here. The paintings have stayed. Had a bit of an issue with paintings recently, but there are a few details I need to add on these walls, just a few item frames with some paper in or possibly pictures. Again, these are all minor details. I've tried to get as much of the main build done as possible. And then, like now, just at some point, load up shulker boxes with detailed bits and just go through. So, come down this alleyway here, out into the main road. As you can see, I've not done down there because I don't know if that's going to cross into outbreak territory yet. That's something I need to cover later down the line, and I still need to do the S for liqueurs, or liquors, whichever it is. But we've got the main road here. Normally there'd be a couple of zombies here, and, well, they're chowing down. They're having the dinner. And I do need to find a way of blocking this off. Oh, and I'm missing item frames here. See, these are all things that... This is why I also wanted to do this world tour. Not just because you guys wanted to see everything, but yeah, I've missed a lot. It's a big project. So you got the little bus that you come through. I'm actually really proud of this bus. My own design. Well, I say my own design. I copied it from... Excuse me one moment. Message for you, sir. I copied it from, obviously, Resident Evil 2. But it's my own design for a bus. Now, where on earth did you spawn? I'm pretty sure I put pressure plates up there, so I missed some. Oh, it might have spawned on top of these, actually. Let's have a look. I don't think I can get up there. No, I can't. He may have spawned on there. Right. That's fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine. Let's just, for now, see what that does. Yeah, it's barely noticeable. We'll see if that does anything. Oh, this is going to be a problem. So, the main street you walk down, past the fire truck. A few zombies scattered here and there. Right, bear with me on this one. These cars, I'm not 100% happy with them, but it's the best I could do to keep it to, like, player size scale, as you can see. And cars are very difficult to... I know the fire truck is not exactly to scale, but you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. So we've come through here into the courtyard. Got the little little underpass there where you'd find Brad. I've got in here done. Now, the RPD was the first area I made a map out of. That was the first bit that I wanted to make sure I'd got fully like imprinted down. So that gave me wiggle room to work with the rest of the city. And I did have to make a few changes along the way. But anyway, let's get inside. I'd love to be able to play the music over this. You know, that wonderful, iconic tune as you walk into the RPD. So we'll go round in pretty much order of... I think we'll just go floor by floor. So we'll start on the first floor and we'll go this way. Look, you got the little waiting room here. The little statues at the side with your chest. There were some paintings on here, and I don't know why, but for some reason some paintings popped off, but I think they've patched that now. I'm also hoping everything is still spawn-proof. And the infamous liquor corridor. It's about as well as I can do with the redstone without it joining up. And we've got the little audit file room. The little steps here. Eventually there'd be something in here that you could pick up. I can't remember what it is. Is it the crank? It might be the crank. It's been a long time since I've played it. I'm not going to lie. A couple of herbs. These are just, I believe they're redstone lamps. Yeah. I could probably use copper ones and dim them a little bit. Again, my brightness is down to 30. Just because that's the style I've been building in. It helps just, you know, with the texturing. And the problem when I build is I just see things in block form. I don't see colours and textures. I'm not colourblind. I think I'm just picky. But I've tried to ignore that and just focus solely on the builds. So we've got the press conference room. Is it? No, wait. What's it called? Not press conference room. That's at the other side. A debriefing room. So we've got the debriefing room. And then back. See? Painting. Gone. And I know there was one there. So, it's a pain. But it's easily replaceable. Just means I have to go and craft a load more flipping paint. So we'll continue on through here. Out into the ground floor. And right, I had a problem with mobs in here before. There's a door missing again. Something going to come creeping out at me. I should have done this now. Yes, nothing's here. Oh, wonderful. The save room with the iconic save music. Again, when people get hold of this version of the world, they can mod it, do whatever you want with it. When it's yours, it's yours. I just need to make sure I get it complete and get it out to you. First floor. I said I was doing first floor first. So we'll come through here into the evidence room. Ooh. Now, why didn't this music play when we walked in the safe room? That would have been really cool. And then we've got the... I think this is just like the officer's room. Because some of these desks actually belong to... Obviously, one of them is Marvin's. But also... not Alessa. I can't remember. I can't remember the... it's Kevin, and I can't remember... I'm sure there's another officer in Outbreak, and I can't remember which. But obviously here you'd find Marvin. Who are you? Oh, you must be the new guy, Leon. Yeah, I even included the double L in the welcome Leon. That was a spelling mistake in the original game, and it's all loops back through to the main hall. That's my attempt at a typewriter. Don't judge me. Yeah, you can tell daylight's come about how much brighter it is now. So we'll head through onto the east wing, and in here we've got the detective's office. The little ceiling fans and the fluorescent lights overhead. And I think, yeah, that's the safe. I do need to put some item frames and some pictures up on this wall, I think. I can't remember if it was a blank wall or not. I mean, I can't even remember when I did this. I think this was about a year ago. So, yeah, the public phone boxes. Again, another little waiting area. Feels weird walking back through here, I'm not gonna lie, it's been so long. I'm still a bit unsure about how narrow this corridor is, but it is narrow in the game, so I'm not too fussed. So again, glow lichen for broken glass. The little red rum nod. And then we've got the interrogation room right here. With a liquor burst through. I think that's second scenario it does that. Flipping doors. And then the other side of the other window. Yeah, just a few little details here and there. Now this is the press room. Why? What is it with the doors being broken? And a painting. A painting's gone again. Right. Paintings. Remind me in the comments. Just type in big capitals. Paintings, Reaper. Paintings. Oh, yeah, and this is where we've got little microphones here. Virus. Zombies. Yeah, that's my Brian Irons impression. Okay. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Right, let's go. What's the best way to do this? Let's head back this way. I think this is the fastest route. I don't know why I've shut all the doors behind me. I may as well leave them open if zombies are going to keep coming in here and breaking them down. But so far, no mobs. That's always good. I have got glow lichen and various light sources hidden in different places just to try and keep it safe. Okay, so we've got the second floor corridor here. That's obviously boarded up. I think Sherry can crawl under that gap, but I can't do a half door. I could use a trapdoor, but then I can't have anything to put that board on, so we'll leave it as is. We'll leave it as is. And then the statues that you switch places to get the red jewel. What do you guys think to my mop and bucket? It's flipping awful. I don't know why I don't just use a plant pot with a stick of bamboo poking out of it. Yeah. Those of you that are good with armour stands, you might be able to do something with that. Okay, Star's office. And another painting's gone. spotting a pattern here, spotting a regular pattern. Ooh, I don't think we've updated the map for a while. Let's just do that now, shall we? Oh, that's quite a change. What about this one? Oh, more changes. What about this one? Yeah, not too much. I don't think there's going to be too much in this area. Okay, a little bit more than I thought. These might, however. Yep. Big expansion on the hole in the ground. Yep. And there we go. The map is fully updated. This is where we're up to so far. So, yeah, eventually I might, as you can see, the unicorn emblem, I may do some of the diaries. But because I'm on console and I haven't got a keyboard to plug into my Xbox yet, well, I have a keyboard, but it's not USB. Typing on this takes forever. It takes so long. So, yep, that's the Stars office. And if we come through here, into another little waiting room, as you can see, everything links up. Now, the problem with this was it was too narrow with just stone. So I went through with walls, and it makes a little bit of a difference. I also feel like there may have been a slightly lower arch there, but again, details. They're like pedantic little details. And we've got the library right here. You can come up to the second floor, which would lead... We may as well cover this bit whilst we're up here. We just cross this balcony into the clock tower area. This was the one that was causing the biggest mob problems. And that is pretty dark. As you can see, we've got the inner workings of the clock. And for those of you with command blocks, hang on. It is very dark. It is very dark, but that's the idea. You'll be able to do something with this where you activate it and end up back in the car parking garage. Yeah, that's the third floor area. Sort of done. Obviously, you can fall down here. I still need to put something here. Or did I put a painting there? I think I put a painting. You know what? Send me £1 for every time I say the word painting, please. I'll be minted by the end of this. So we've got the glass outside, which obviously you can see. We'll cover that section of the city out afterwards. But yes, the roof. You don't really get much of a glance at the roof, but I did get some aspects in the HD version, so that's as close as I could get. And boy, let me tell you, trying to place glazed terracotta down in a pattern upside down is it's infuriating, is what it is. It's infuriating. Excuse me. Time for a quick swig of brew. That is now stone cold. Dude. Right, so we've got the secretary's office right here. Nothing in the chest, but we've got all the little details in place. Little chair. I thought I had a trapdoor there. I might be wrong. I might have been wrong. I might have taken out. Dogs grumbling. Oh, is it because I'm talking but I'm not talking to you? Oh, the inhumanity. What I'll do is we'll come back. Actually, no. Right, I'll try and work. I haven't worked out a floor plan of how I'm going to do this. Right, why did you two stay, but the others didn't? Might just be chunks. It might be chunks that I've loaded and haven't loaded. So here's where you'd come and place the jewels. Yeah, I've put the jewels there, even though technically they're in the spot they're supposed to be. So originally I was going to think about trying to put some redstone behind it, but this build is very tightly packed. It's quite difficult in places. And as you can tell, fire tick is off for one very specific reason. I don't want this place to burn down. Here we've got Chief Iron's office. These little taxidermy bits over here. Desk in the middle of his room. This is open. I still haven't had a look to see if I can fit any redstone under there just yet. Maybe make a too high piston door. I'm still happy about my stuffed tiger. I still love it. I've got this corridor that runs all the way down here. It's a little gallery room. Just go through here. It's where you first find Sherry. This room was a real pain because it ended up smaller than I wanted it to be, so I had to do a bit of jigging in the world. So, but we got there. That's the point. We got there in the end. I know I'm going through this relatively quick. It's a big build, okay? It's a really big build, and I don't want this video to be like 2 hours long, so at any point you want to pause it, feel free to do so. Oh, that's my dog just having a scratch. For those of you that don't know, I've recently adopted a dog. German Shepherd Husky Malinois cross by the name of Luna. She knows I'm talking about her. One of these days, maybe I'll make the dog my thumbnail picture. But we've got this area here. I've just remembered a corridor that I didn't cover, but we'll cover that in a second. That shouldn't be there. That torch shouldn't be there. Let's put some glass right there. And then, is that light source going to be bright enough? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Ooh, that might be a bit too dark. Is that... Can we just... No, there's nothing there I can... Well, if I get mobs, I get mobs. Oh dear. Cross that bridge when we come to it. Well, let's head outside. And luckily they patched the little glitch with the shulker boxes. For possibly the most expensive helicopter I've ever made. There's the little water tower. And again, yes, this actually does sync up with... oh! We've got pipes here. Yeah, just go round and wreck your build reaper, why not? This leads down to the back courtyard. Again, it's been spawn proofed. At least most of this has. And then you come in here, here's where you get the valve handle. Another little jump scare back here. And what I'll do is we'll kind of do this bit in reverse. Because this is where you come scenario B. Got a few patrol cars there. It's, again, signs I need to put in. And a gate. Which leads you back out to where you'd start in scenario B. So I got all this part finished. There is some fire missing because I needed to walk around and it was becoming tedious to set fire to myself. I also need to write on these, you know, like burgers, hot dogs, the name of the places and the things like that, the little carts that's outside. And yeah, I've still got a long way to go. We've still got a long way to go. But that is pretty much the ground floor and first floor of the RPD. I really, really should just invest in bringing some wax with me. Right, let's head down to the basement level of the RPD now. Which is back this way. Well, nothing's up here. Nothing's come to eat my face, which is good. Oh, let's just quickly eat. Apologise for the noise. Yum, 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 yums. And that leads us back to the detective's office. So we'll head just through here. Again, we've got broken windows, the glass that's just... Not only does it double up as broken glass, it also kind of keeps this area lit enough to stop stuff spawning. And then we've got this little room here. I thought I'd put the TV or monitor up in that corner. I might be wrong. The little sink with the mirror and the light above it and the little bunk beds. You get the Magnum here. Maybe I'll put a Power 5 bow in there. Who knows? Who knows? Then we'll head down here into the sub-basement. Now, I'm pretty happy with the way this basement turned out, if I'm honest, because using the light sources has really helped make you think that these are lights. And it's subtle. It's subtle, but as you can see, they're just slabs. They're just slabs placed a certain way, and it just adds that extra glow, but also keeps it spawn proof. So in here is the generator room. My own personal little lag machine. I do believe there's some herbs in here as well. I might have to go back through and check that. I do miss things. This is the problem, I do miss things. And we've got the armory, where you'd get the submachine gun or the a hip pouch and some ammo. There's one box of ammo there on the ground. I'm such a skinflint. Let's cover this side first before we hit the car parking area. So we've got the in-house morgue, basically. These are the gurneys, done as best as I can. Excuse me. I'm still in two minds about putting trapdoors on these for doors, but obviously you can't get them to open outwards, so yeah, I don't quite know what to do with that. But these are things that perhaps when I've got this completed and out for the world in like 20 years' time, when I finally get the bloody thing finished, you know, maybe I'll see videos on this of tweaks you've made to it. You've just made it better in general. So this is the bit where you come outside, you have a couple of dogs jump over here at you. All these just additional details of piping and parts that link to air cons and, you know, all the outside details you'd get. And we tweaked this area a little bit. The ladder is now on this side. I've just had this feeling, did I finish this room? I did, kind of. Kind of. Missing a few details and a light source up there. This is why we go back through. This is why we go back through. Yeah. I'm also just making little notes on my phone. And then you climb through there with Sherry. I'm not ender pearling or trying to fly through that right now. What I'll do is we'll just hit the other side of the basement area. All that leads to is just a corridor, a blank corridor with a minecart at the end. Minecart hidden behind a trapdoor to simulate an elevator. Yeah, I'm that much of a genius. Oh, that's not how you open a door, Reap. Right, now this is the area I'm always the most concerned about there being mobs in. Now, as you can see, we've just used different various texture in around the lights. Just to give that ambient glow of where things are. But yes, here's the car parking garage. Garage, whatever. Garage. I need to block that off again. I'm no longer using that for travelling up and down, up and down. But yeah, so you'd meet Ada here. Some of these builds were relatively expensive, I'm not going to lie. And here, I think, I can't remember where the chute is. I need to come back and put that in. I think it's about here that would link up to the clock tower. And I'm missing... Why am I missing? Oh, I think it was gravel. Right. Okay, that's another thing on the list. Okay. Right, through to the prison cells, where you'd find Ben Bercellone. Bercitelli. I can't remember his name. I can never remember his surname. Let me guess. You must be Ben, right? Get up. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm on one. So yeah, just a few little details. Just the bunks in place, obviously. Players can add their own NPCs if they want to. And we'll head through here. My upside down wheelbarrow. I am a genius. Oh, goodness, I suck. Wax! Wax! Right, so we've got the kennels, got the kennel areas here. I think there was a shelf in there. I think I just need to put those in. Yeah, I need to put a shelf in there. I'm pretty sure there was a cauldron around here or something. Just mark that down as well. Okay, right, onward. Down to the sewer. I like how cramped and grimy and claustrophobic this area feels now. I think I made it like one block taller before, but this time I decided it was better clamped down. And the world's longest set of stairs to get it back up to ground level. Which brings us here, and I actually did this room. I kept forgetting about it, but eventually I got around to sorting it. There shouldn't be anything in any of there shouldn't be anything in any of these chests yet. Now I've just plonked those there because at some point I might do a redstone door. I think in my original creative I had a command block, so when you click that it pretty much teleported you to the other side, even though there was no other side. It had to be built on the other side of the city, because that's when I learned that the city maps don't line up, and it's a real struggle trying to get everything to fit in place, and I really need to breathe. I've got to stop doing that. It's not good for my brain. Right, so it's daylight, unfortunately, but you'd get the gist. So we've got a few little cars out there. I do need to get rid of this grass, because I keep seeing llamas, and it's very off-putting. But we've got this area out here. You'd come through here with Ada. You'd come up here with Sherry. This is where the other minecart brings you out at, by the way. Is it there? No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And wax again. Wax again. So, yeah. Did I? Yes, that's deliberate. Okay, that's fine. And there's a door missing here. That leads me to think is there. Things been spawning in here. Okay. But yeah, here's where you'd come along, do the box puzzle, shove those into place, and grab the club key. So that's another area off. I'm trying to think of areas I don't want to miss any bits. So we've covered the RPD, covered the starting area, covered the first two main parts of the street. Right. So let's head down to where you'd face the G variant. Again, I'm waiting for the Copper Age to drop. And yeah, I need to come back and wax some of these, especially for the valve handles. Yeah, when the Copper Age drops, I'm hoping to use... I don't know if there's copper... fencing coming in. If not, I'll be using the lightning rods, or maybe a push iron. I don't really want to use the iron ones, but again, this needs waxing to be this colour, and these will need shaving and then waxing, so they're all consistent with the build, basically with the build. And then again, just a few little areas here that need waxing. Luckily, I've got quite the efficient bee farm. So yeah, you come down here, and then we enter the sewers. This is catching up to more recent videos now as to where I've up to. I might move that back a little bit and possibly change that for concrete, as I think it's a bit too close, I feel. It is hard trying to get ambient light. I mean, if you wanted to, you could always change that. That's not a problem when you get the world yourselves. And that brings us through to here. Part of the... So this becomes part of the sewer system and the treatment plant. Okay, yeah, right, so I can double that, that's fine. So this would be... No, I think this is still a scenario section. I'm pretty sure. And then we've got... Yeah, you'd shift that bookcase out the way, or that locker case, and then come down here. A few little oil lanterns you'd light with Leon. This little storeroom down here. And then let's just head back up. Right, I haven't tested this yet, and I probably should have. A little bit of damage, it's fine. Hey! I'm a redstone genius. I'm an absolute idiot is what I am. That's the greatest elevator ever. Right, anyway, so that brings you down at the T-junction, which... Ignore that hole in the wall, you saw nothing. So what I'll do is I'll just head up this way, and this is going to flip those trapdoors. And this is the side you would come down with Claire. So I wasn't prepared to faff. I could have had two running separately. Why, error code 3000? Why would you do this 40 minutes into a video? Thanks. Right. Anywho's. So you come down here. I need to wax these, for goodness sake. So here's where in the sewer you'd get sucked down the draining pipe with Sherry. She'd land through here. She would come through here, run around here, go through here, which as a player you can go through yourself. That's showing where I've not done yet. This video isn't available. Error code 5000. Bear with. Right, let's refresh the whole thing. My goodness me. Why is nothing ever simple? Right, anyway. Let's get back up here. This better be recorded. I'm going to be furious if not. So yeah, a pretty much mirror of the other room. It's been dimmed and they have been waxed. I did actually remember to do those. Now, we're sort of backtracking here. You wouldn't come this way. You'd come this way through. So we're doing this bit in reverse. Yeah, you'd see William up there or Mr. X, depending on scenario. If we head down here, got the cave, where you'd see, I can't remember. I think it's G or William, depending on the scenario. It's been a long time since I played. I really need to give it a good playthrough. Iron's a Sanctuary. I covered this recently in a previous video, so I'll not linger too much on it. But then yes, and I went up there last time, so that actually just leads straight back up to Iron's office, elevator style, using scaffold. Now, let's get down to the crux of things, the bits that I've been doing recently. And again, I got couple of hours working and then lost a couple of hours work. I don't know why it's not syncing to the cloud. I'm just forever going to keep just playing it on my Xbox. I must have changed a setting somewhere that it doesn't update to the cloud. It simply just updates here. And my stream isn't back up yet. Right, getting back into it. I don't know what's going off. My laptop has just decided to completely freeze. But I can see that the stream is still up on my phone. So I'm just going to try and refresh this one more time. See if it lets me. But since it's still working on my phone, let's just get cracked on, shall we? So yeah, I just need to patch this up. Oh, so much building done. So much building done. But through here, I've made the sewer system. Now, as much as this is okay, I mean, that is pretty much exactly the position it is in the game. I may have to move it over a couple of blocks, which it's no big deal, but it's just annoying. And I'll explain why afterwards, because once again, the maps didn't line up. And by didn't line up, I mean they made no logical sense whatsoever. So, yeah, it's been fun. But yeah, waterlogged all of this. We've got the light sources going behind. Water flowing from the pipes. I do need to wait for these to oxidize. Some have been waxed to the second oxidized stage, which is what I'll be waiting for these. Hopefully, when the copper age drops, these will start to oxidise and I can go around and wax those. This bit here is pretty much done, but as you can see through there, it is not. So you can pass through there, no problems at all. You don't need to get a wolf and eagle emblem to do so. And here is what I've been working on recently. Yep. And now I can hear things. Hello, zombies. Interesting. Where did you spawn? Oh, you might have spawned over there. I haven't put the grates in yet. Now, what I've done here, and I'm a bit proud of myself for this, I've tried to be a little bit clever. So, when this becomes a world download, this bridge here, that obviously goes up and rotates, actually fits exactly there as well. So, those of you with access to command blocks could probably do that. You could even animate it, I would guess. But obviously, I'm doing all this in survival. So, yeah, it's not a thing. But yeah, we've got all of this section done down here. So you'd put the valve in there, turn it, lower the bridge. That would bring you to here. I've got a few desks to put in there. And I went for green because originally I was going to use slime blocks. Or glass, because it does have a green hue to it. I think the water is a little higher, but I've kind of left it as is. It probably should be at that level. Now, there is a gate there, which leads through to the other side. So, here's where the logic doesn't make sense. So, that vent shaft that's over there that I've been talking about moving is about here, on the wall. So, ground level. And you don't climb that high. I've looked at it. I've watched when Annette climbs it. I've watched when Ada climbs it. I watched when the player climbs it. It is about this high, a couple of metres off the ground. And yet, when you run through the tunnel, it seems perfectly straight and flat. However, when you come through at the other side, you don't come through about here, where you'd think you would. You don't even come through on the second floor, where you think you would. You come through up there. In what universe? In what universe is that straight? And it doesn't look like it's on a slope. So, yeah, again, that's just another example of game logic, PlayStation just loading between sections and not... I mean, they probably weren't expecting some pillock 30 years after the game was released to... 20 years. No, 25, 20, 27 years. 27 years after the game's release to build it in a blocky Minecraft world and then pick apart their silliness. So yeah, that is where we're up to, at least in this fashion. So progress is being made and it is taking forever. So... But if we head out here, let's find out where they spawned. Wait, they can't have. Unless they... No, they must have done. Right, let's have a look. Playing on PS. No, PC. No, Xbox. Playing on Xbox. Right, so, going over the second floor. Oh, why did I tear down that netherrack? That was my bridge across there. Okay, so, I need to replace that light. Where was it? Never mind, it'll be in one of the shulkers that's down there. So eventually, yes, I will link that vent shaft up to the vent shaft down there. And I noticed in-game on the high-def version, there's like a crane above with access to rails, which for some reason goes over the lights that are up there. Yeah, so that's a thing. But, yeah, and I've just got the computer panels to put up there for sorting out the trash. And then eventually here... which is all mapped out, ready. You'd come through here, run down here. The oxygen tanks would be there on the wall. Or is it here? Yeah, I think, no, it's definitely there. And then you'd come through into the garbage dump. Which obviously, then you've got the shaft that leads there. The ladders that lead back up. And back into that room. So, aside from a few little bits where the maps didn't line up, yeah, it's It's getting there. But I do have one other bit of the city I still haven't shown yet, if I can get up here without murderizing my own face. Obviously the roof is all completed. I've still got a few other details up here to do. But let's just get on this side of the RPD entrance. Is it story mode? Is it a castle or something? It's Raccoon City from Resident Evil 2 and 3. I am rebuilding it in Minecraft Survival on hard mode. Not hardcore, I'm not taking that chance. So, back on this side of the RPD, this is where you'd come through with Jill, obviously. I did make a start on some aspects of where Jill comes through. So, you've got this crashed school bus here, and then this that would lead through to that side of the city. And the area through here, which leads back down. This is where you get the fire hydrant, put out the fire here. This is why I've used basalt, because when you light basalt, it doesn't go out, although I think the rain would put it out. And then that would lead you to downtown area or uptown. I can never remember which one's which, but basically Jack's Bar and where you would spawn. And that's a phantom. And we don't need that right now. We can also get rid of the rain. And this is my hidden storage room. I've got 2 empty shulker boxes. But yes, I've also got down here pretty much filled off. And then this would lead to the little pharmaceutically press place. I can never remember the name of it. But yes, I've still got a lot of detailing left to add in. But overall, the city is coming along very slowly. Again, more copper to wax, including the roofs. A few more details to probably add on, more air vents, things like that. But yes, that is the tour of everything built so far. I believe. I think that's everything. We covered the starting area A and B, didn't we? Yeah. A scenario, B scenario. Yeah. I think that's everything. I think that's everything we've done. So, it's getting there. It is getting there, and I can't wait to get it finished. But I've been tackling this for a year now, and I'd say I'm, 30%, maybe even less, 25% of the way through. Just doing Resident Evil 2 and 3. Outbreak is going to be a struggle. I think Outbreak is going to be a real struggle for me. They're the games I know the least when it comes to the Resident Evil series, so yeah. But anyway, that was the tour. And Raiko Wendy asks, are you a fan of Resident Evil? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit of a fan. Yeah, and this isn't even the whole world. That's another thing. People will have to let me know in the comments when this goes up on YouTube what you actually think if you want to see a full world tour. Because this is just my building project. This isn't even my starter base or my main base. And I'm going to have to eat. So, yeah, with that being said, that's Raccoon City so far. That's where I'm up to. I hope you're enjoying it. Actually, this video did not take as long as I thought it was going to do, so I'm happy with that. I thought I'd be stuck here rambling on for about 2 hours, but yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. And as always, take care, be good people. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Bye.